his second NBA game. He's very confident. He nearly had a triple-double against New Jersey on Saturday night. He was just one rebound shy. Joe Forty, Jimmy Clark, and Woody Mayfield, pretty veteran bunch, will officiate this one. Robert Pack, and he is guarded by Jason Kidd. Rogers from 20 away, nothing but the bottom of the net. Good start for Rodney Rogers, who's hitting 63% from the floor. Jackson looks for Kidd, who twirls in, difficult shot, and Reggie Williams pulls it away.
Well, I saw at the beginning of the game the Nuggets took the warm-up basket away from the Mavericks. Dan Issel wants his defense down here in front of the bench so he can help him out as much as possible.
Rogers against Williams. Here's the hook. And that basket will not count. Offensive foul, loose ball foul against the Nuggets, and it'll go against Rodney Rogers.
First team foul.
We'll see if Dan's happy with this call. Dikembe keeps his feet very well there. That looks like an excellent tip. I didn't see how Rodney made a foul. I don't think he agrees with that call.
He went straight up.
Yeah.
Good entry pass, Jamal Mashburn, partially blocked by Mutombo. Numbers right for the Nuggets the other way. Pack looks to penetrate. Kicks over to Rogers. Robert Pack goes all the way to the hole, and it doesn't stay down. Comes back to Rodney. Slapped away by Kidd. 3-on-2. Jackson to Mashburn. And that won't stay down. Reggie Williams caught it, but he was standing completely out of bounds. Dan Issel jumped out of his seat and says he was pushed out of bounds, but he will not get that call.
You see, Jason Kidd has excellent hands. This guy really stays in the passing lane, knocks that ball away from Rodney. Start that break.
Mashburn against Williams, whistles, and a first tonight. It didn't take long. It took about a minute 32 seconds for the first illegal defense. The Nuggets had 6 the other night. That's part of the new rules in the NBA.
Well, you don't have that 2.9 seconds where you can go down and help. They've taken that away, and it's confusing a lot of the guys now.
Nuggets up 2-0. Rogers backing in, turning around, and Lorenzo Williams pulls down the rebound. Here's Jason Kidd, leaves it for Jackson. Jackson working on Stiff. Jackson winds in and will go to the line.
Foul by Brian Stiff. He is first. The second team.
Well, Jimmy Jackson's an excellent one-on-one player. You see that time he gets in the middle, and you want to force the guy in the middle where your help is, but it wasn't there that time, and he got to the basket and got a foul.
Jackson, if you recall, sat out most of his rookie year. Didn't sign until March of his rookie year, and was immediately inserted into the starting lineup and had a pretty solid impact on Dallas. He was voted their captain last year. He is again their captain this year. There's very little that he can't do. They say he has to improve his jump shot, and he worked very hard on that last year, but he can score, and as you can see in this picture, he's a strong player.
Yes, he's an excellent player, and now that Jason Kidd's here, I think his turnovers are going to go down too, because Jason will have the ball handling responsibilities.
Yeah, Jackson led Dallas in assists last year. Good entry pass. Reggie Williams, little jump hook. Give Robert Pack the assist.
Well, Reggie had his man use his experience. He could have went off the pick, but it made good eye contact with Robert Pack and got a nice little layup.
Popeye Jones extends out. Shot clock's at 6. Jumpers away, won't go. Mutombo, who usually has a field day against Dallas, gets the break going, and at the other end, Brian Stiff finishes it off.
Nice pass by Reggie that time. He could have easily taken that layup. It's all wide open Brian Stiff for the layup.
Mutombo in his career averages 16 points and 15 rebounds against Dallas. Mashburn, they triple him. Kidd does not elect to put up the three-pointer. Partially blocked. Pack's ahead of the field. Now Mutombo, for a moment, plays point guard. Don't think you want to do that.
Well, he took 1 or 2 dribbles, and I think Dan's all right with that. No more.
Nuggets up early, 6-2. 8 now on the shot clock. Rogers pulls up, rhythm dribble, rips the cords. Rodney Rogers now with 4.
Well, Rodney had a back door on Popeye Jones and didn't take advantage of that, but faced up, made a nice little shot. I think he's going to gain more confidence. He can do anything he wants with Jones. He's got the quickness advantage.
Mashburn on a block and a whistle. Reggie Williams, 2 hands on the back. That is also one of the rule changes this year. You can only put 1 hand on the guy posting up at a time.
And you can't have it extended.
Jumper away and good. That's Jimmy Jackson.
Poor defense at that time. Brian Stiff got picked off. Someone's got to step out there and help him when the 2 guys come together like that.
Williams off a screen. Let's go with 3. The Nuggets haven't shot that many threes. Certainly not as many as Golden State and Houston and some of the other elite teams in the league are shooting. That's something you'd like to see them do more of, Walt?
Yeah, I think so. It's just going to open up the inside from Dikembe and all the other big guys.
Lorenzo Williams, who seldom shoots, gets the kind roll, and the Mavericks are within 2. Lorenzo Williams in his 3rd year out of that basketball mecca of Stetson. Robert Pack winds in, and it's slapped away. Nuggets will hold on to it. 6 on the shot clock. I think one of the things Dan Issel was concerned about was his team coming out in a sluggish manner. The last time the Nuggets were at Reunion, however, there's a turnover. The Nuggets lost April 15th of last year. They lost to the Mavericks 99-97. Rodney Rogers steps up and rips a 3-pointer, the first of the year for Rodney.
That was an excellent bounce pass off someone's foot right to open Rodney Rogers. Very lucky that time.
Williams has it batted away. Mutombo, and a quick whistle. It will go against Williams, his first.
The first team foul.
The all-time series, the Nuggets lead. 4 out of 5 the Nuggets won a year ago. Though in Dallas, they've had their problems over the years, but the Dallas Mavericks been a pretty fine basketball team in the middle and late 80s.
Oh, yeah.
They won a division title in '87.
Well, when they came into the league as a new franchise, I think their first 2 years they struggled, but right after that they were in the Western Conference Finals, so they had a lot of good tradition here and great players.
Stith with the post up hits the floor short with the baby hook. Jason Kidd in a sprint the other way. Jones on Rogers, steps back, good looking shot, doesn't drop for him, and then it comes right back to Popeye Jones.
Well, that's really tough on the defense. Rodney played initially great defense, but didn't block out his man, came right back to Popeye, who stuck it in. Dan's not happy with that play.
Rogers posting up on Jones. Jones has not been able to stop Rodney Rogers, who is just beginning to show him the whole repertoire. There's the inside game. Fine touch for the 6'7", 250-pound Rodney Rogers.
Well, he has such great leaping ability, has a soft touch. See, he turned and faced the goal square, his shoulders up to the basket, and that helps him make those shots.
First shot for Kidd. 2-on-1. Brian Stith takes it himself all the way to the hole. Good job by Stith. And the Nuggets have quickly opened up a 7-point advantage. So Dallas will call a timeout. 5:45 to go in the first quarter. The Nuggets on the road for the first time, and so far, so good. They lead the Mavs 15-8. The Nuggets Sports Gallery and locker room stores are called 290-8497 to order. Jim Jackson now with 6 of the 10 points. Check that, 11 points. That was a 3-pointer, make it 7. At the other end, Reggie Williams was fouled.
Well, that's a nice play that time by Reggie. Made a nice little curl, and they're keeping Jamal Mashburn busy, and that's what you got to do to an offensive player like that. Keep him busy on the defensive end.
Reggie Williams, 2 shots.
Dallas's win against New Jersey, 112-103 on Saturday night, was their first opening night win at home since 1987. And I can't believe this. Do you realize, Walt, the Mavericks have never in their history started 2-0?
No, I can't believe that. When I saw that stat today, that was unbelievable. I know their owner here, Don Carter, was extremely happy with that first win. Happy for Dick Mott also.
Tears in his eyes. He was so excited with the first win. Rogers in the passing lane. Look out below. Rodney took it easy. Rodney's conserving energy. He's playing bigger minutes this year.
Yeah, that's true. And they're going to have court trap him again.
8-point lead for the Nuggets. Rodney Rogers already with 11, averaging over 20. Get it out of here. Mutombo rejects Williams.
The block party has started.
Reggie Williams at the other end of the hole. The Nuggets getting out on the break. Pack to Williams. Gary Busey, we saw him last night at the Dallas Cowboy massacre of the New York Giants. And do we have... Yes, we have another foul. Reggie Williams buys his second.
Reggie Williams, second of the game.
Let's pick up that block by Dikembe Mutombo a moment ago.
Well, they tried to make a good entry pass on this zone trap, but Dikembe's back there. It's nice to have the big guy back there. And then Robert Pack makes another great decision. His forwards are really running the floor this year.
Let me correct something. That's not a personal on Reggie. It was an illegal defense. Jackson goes to the line, shoots the technical. Already the Nuggets with 2 illegal defenses. Why are they having such a hard time adjusting to the new rule? I'm sure they're not alone in the NBA.
Right.
But
well, what's happening is after they get that initial trap, the guys they're looking for men and not looking at their feet. If you get down below the free throw line, the referee's waiting on that, and they're going to call it. So they got to stay above the free throw line and use their anticipation.
Stiff pulls up in transition, and Jason Kidd tandem on the elbow.
First, the third team foul.
That'll be the first on Kidd. 3 team fouls now on Dallas. 21-12. The Nuggets by 9 with 4:21 to go in the first quarter. Glad you're along on Prime Sports Network with the Greyhound. Walt Davis, I'm Drew Goodman. And Bryant has now missed his last 3 free throws going back to Golden State. Tonight's Denver Nuggets game on Prime Sports Network is brought to you in part by your Colorado Pontiac Excitement Team. And now he gets the stroke back. 5 in the early going for Stitt. He had 25 to lead all scorers for the Nuggets in their opener against Minnesota, held to 7 in far fewer minutes against Golden State on Saturday night. Jackson off the screen, and that misses badly. Reggie Williams rips the rebound away from Jason Kidd. Pack left alone, 3-pointer, knocks it through. Robert Pack.
Well, he's making so many excellent decisions this year. Last year, Robert Pack would have probably tried to have driven that ball all the way to the basket, but he took what the defense gave him.
Mashburn has been pretty quiet so far. Good defense by Williams. He wanted to shoot the 3. Jackson, good penetration. And Jackson gets it back and gets a hoop. Jimmy Jackson trying to keep his team in it. He's got 10. The Mavericks have 14. They trail by 11.
If the Nuggets can limit them to 1 shot, they're playing great defense initially, but the second shots, they gotten a couple of stick backs.
The Nuggets in the early going shooting 67%. It'll go up some there. Pack now with 5 in the game. They came into the ballgame shooting 52%, which was 3rd in the NBA. Jackson again penetrates all the way to the glass. He's a monster talent.
Yes, he is. And that time you saw, he noticed where Dikembe was and drove the opposite way because he's such a great shot blocker.
And he's playing against a very good defender in Brian Stitt.
Yes, Brian's has his hands full tonight. He's going to have to overplay, and he's also going to have to get help from his teammates, too.
Rogers the lob to Dikembe, and Dikembe couldn't get position around Donald Hodge, who has checked into the game. Timeout on the floor. 2:33. They lead 27-16. They're getting so many good shots. Are you surprised in the early going of this season how well the Nuggets are moving the basketball as Tommy Hammond steps in?
Well, I'm not surprised at all. I think they made a good effort at that at training camp. They want to get everybody involved, and it just makes it so much tougher for the defense to guard you when you pass the ball that much.
Good pin down by Mashburn, and he missed the layup.
Well, I think Dikembe had something to do with it. I think he heard footsteps.
7'2" footsteps to go along with 16 points and 15 rebounds in his career against the Mavericks. He's also averaging about 6 blocks a game. You heard Dan Issel saying that's 2 hands. Good pass to Tommy Hammonds, who slashed to the hoop.
All year long, the previous 2 games and this game, Dikembe is working so much better on his passing and getting some nice assists.
Dale Ellis has come in for Reggie Williams. He's guarding Mashburn. Mashburn faces up and hits the 3.
Well, it's nice to have that versatility where he wasn't going for him inside. Now he's showing he has an outside game too.
I was watching him shoot in the pregame. He's got a nice stroke.
Yes, he does.
Off the screen comes Dale Ellis, who began his career here in Dallas. Hammonds was ripped down low by Mashburn. Mashburn thought he got basketball, but Joe Forte said, no, you got a lot of arm also. Second on Jamal Mashburn. And Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf will get set to come in. Terry Davis comes in. Here's a good story. Good guy, strong player, had his left elbow, his shooting elbow, shattered in an automobile accident early last year and really played very little. But he is well again.
He's not much of a scorer. Terry is a tough defender and a very good rebounder.
So Rauf comes in and Brian Stith will go out. And the backcourt will be a little bit smaller now with Pack and Rauf. Lucius Harris has also come in for Dallas. 1:28 left in the first quarter. Nuggets 29-19 over the Mavericks, make it 30-19. Hammonds quickly with 3 off the bench. He's had 2 productive games playing hurt off the bench for the Nuggets.
Tommy Hammonds is always going to play well for you. He knows his role. He's a good role player and a good guy.
Mahmoud nearly with a steal, and then a whistle comes in. And that might have been a little ticky-tack. Robert Pack was going after the basketball, and he gets whistled for the personal foul. That's number 1 on Robert.
Well, I think that's a good foul, though. They got the team down, and you got to stay aggressive. You don't want to give them any type of hope that they can come back and win this game. And I'm interested to see how the bench plays when they come in, see if they can sustain the things that the starters 5 did when they first came out initially.
Lucius Harris is out of Long Beach. He's in his 2nd year. In fact, Dallas has 2 players out of Long Beach State, where Joe Harrington used to coach. Lucius Harris, also Moreland Wiley. Rauf, good up fake, leans in, and he's now 8 of 12 on the season. Mahmoud said he'd prefer to handle the ball, but he's coming off screens at least the first 5 quarters of the season, and he looks just fine.
Well, they're trying to go to his strengths, which is putting the ball in the hole, give him some good picks, and hopefully he will accept that role and be a part of this team.
34 is Doug Smith, former number 1 out of Missouri, who has been a disappointment for Dallas, but he hits his first shot. Rauf. That's a little bit long, and Smith gets the rebound. 32-23. The Mavs can get it to 7 or 6 if this goes. 6. Lucius Harris with a 3-pointer.
Well, the defense is working. They're making these outside shots. Dan Issel wants those shots to come from the outside, and the big people stay out of foul trouble that way, but they're going down right now.
Dallas with 3 3-pointers already in the game. They only put up 3 in the win over New Jersey. They were 1 of 3 that night. Now here's Dallas trying to push it, and oh man, Jimmy Jackson put it on the lid from 60 feet away. 32-26 at the end of 1. The Nuggets led by as many as 11. The Mavericks cut into that run and are down 6, despite the fact make it 4. Jimmy Jackson a mop-up hoop inside, despite the fact that they only shot at 43%.
Well, those stickbacks have hurt the Nuggets, and the Nuggets got to be careful here. They got to stay aggressive on the offensive and defensive end and limit them to 1 shot. They can get this lead back up again.
Hodge and Mutombo beating the heck out of each other, and a 3-second violation on Dikembe Mutombo. So the Nuggets have not scored in quite a while. 32-28.
You see, Donald Hart didn't want to give up that position. Dikembe keeps that left foot in the lane a little too long.
Doug Smith against Dale Ellis. Little turnaround. Terry Davis with the left hand. And it's a two-point basketball game. Again, the Nuggets were up 11 in the latter stages of the first quarter. Jalen Rose working on Jackson. Jackson slaps it away. Mahmoud gobbles it up. Shot clock at 8, however. They go to Hammonds, falling away. Tommy Hammonds breaks the ice. Good shot by Hammonds. That is his look. He likes to lean in and fall away, and most of the time he'll hit that shot.
He and Cliff Livingston were working on that this morning at shoot-around, playing each other hard, working on that little turnaround jump shot.
Jackson curls. Hodge wanted him. It wasn't there. Terry Davis, who's not a good outside shooter. See what I mean? Jalen Rose looking to push it. Dale Ellis. Dale's yet to get a shot up. Mahmoud penetrates all the way to the glass, and he misses the layup. Lucius Harris stripped by Jalen Rose. He's got to beat Jackson down the floor. Good job by Rose.
A nice little pick off that time. Lucius Harris lost the handle. Jalen Rose is right there to finish that shot. The Nuggets needed that basket.
And the Nuggets, in terms of fast break points, pitching a shutout. Hodge looks to penetrate. Good D by Rose on Jackson. Tough shot. Davis rebound. Terry Davis will lean on you. He's a very physical player, 6'10" and 250 out of Virginia Union. He's got 4, and it's a 4-point basketball game. Nuggets 36, Dallas 32, early stages of the second quarter. Hammonds again with great position. Tommy Hammonds.
Well, that time Tommy lost his man, was wide open on the baseline, took one dribble to shorten that shot, scored on a nice little jump hook.
Hammonds was 7. Harris stops, pops, and hits. He has ability. Dick Motta was saying before the game, the jury's out on Lucius Harris. I know I have 3 bona fide players in Jamal Mashburn, Jimmy Jackson, and Jason Kidd. Said I might have one as Dale Ellis rings the bell from 3. Said he might have one in Lucius Harris. Nuggets now by 7. Jackson doubled, leans in. Jimmy Jackson is in a zone. He has 17, check it, 16 here in the first half.
Well, the thing that he's doing, he's getting in the paint, and he's strong. He jumps very well. If you let a good scorer get in the paint that close to the basket, he's either going to get fouled or score the basket, which he's doing.
Hammonds draws contact. Which way does it go? Offensive foul called on Tommy Hammonds as Terry Davis hits the deck.
I like to see this. I don't know if he was able to get his feet set in time to get that. He got pretty good position. That was a good call by the referee.
Tony Dumas, he's an exciting player. He's a rookie out of Missouri, Kansas City. I want to talk about hops. This guy might be able to touch the ceiling.
Well, they say he had a nice slam over Sean Bradley in preseason. That was just awesome.
Jalen Rose pulls the rebound down and now pushes it the other way. Ellis. Mutombo is going to get whistled for being over the back. That'll be the first on Dikembe. Nuggets lead 41-36. Dan Issel walking out now and telling Dikembe, watch yourself. Don't want to get a technical.
And he doesn't want to pick up that 3rd foul this early in the second quarter either.
Dumas hangs in the air and then throws up a brick and gets it back. Swatted by Mutombo.
He doesn't have that much hop to shoot over that big guy.
Hodge. Jimmy Clark has a loose ball foul.
Terry Davis.
Terry Davis.
He is first.
That's number 1 on Davis. There's Dick Motta. 4th all-time in wins, closing in on Jack Ramsey. Lenny Wilkins should get, in the not-too-distant future, the number 1 spot from the cigar-smoking Red Auerbach. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf from 15 feet.
When Mahmoud takes his time, he's such a great shooter then. When he rushes his shot, his percentage comes down. He has a tendency to miss a shot he normally makes.
Harris knocked away by Rauf. Rose. Oh, beautiful pass. Hammonds couldn't finish, however. Davis has Doug Smith. He lobs for him, and that was not a good pass. Mutombo off the glass. That's a new move. And Dikembe Mutombo with an opportunity for a 3-point play. A little duck under.
Yes, it was. That was an excellent move. That time, we'll see if we get another look here. Dikembe loves to go back to his left with that little right-hand hook. Fake that shot. Had his man off balance and banked it in off the glass. Nice move. He had good foot balance that time also.
Mutombo's first points of the night, 45-36. He can make it a 10-point game when we come back to Dallas.
The second shots have kept them in the game.
And look who it is, Roy Tarpley, who will begin practicing tomorrow.
Right.
He has some bursitis in his knee. He has to miss 5 games because he's on the injured list, but you were talking to him before the game. He's excited about getting going.
Yes, he's excited about getting going, and he's happy to be back, and he looks very good.
Just don't lend your car to anybody, Roy. 3-pointer by Hodge. Donald Hodge lost up a 3-pointer and hits it. Rose finds Rauf, and Rauf can't hit that time. Mahmoud is shooting the basketball well. He's 3 of 4. He's got 7 points off the bench. Mashburn back in, defended by Ellis. Jason Kidd, who had 9 rebounds in the opener. That won't go. Long rebound to Hodge. So Dallas will get 3 opportunities here. Great defense by the Nuggets. They deny him 3 times, and are they going to get a walk? Oh, a technical called on Donald Hodge. He wanted a foul, and he'll get one, a technical foul.
Well, it's unfortunate that time they had so many extra shots. We'll see here. Donald Hodge thought he was fouled right here by Tommy Hammonds.
And he was.
Yes, he got him up in the air, made a good fake.
And at the line, he missed it, but it's automatic. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, his first attempt at a free throw this year. The reigning free throw champion in the NBA, just under 96% last year. Put it down.
Number 53, Cliff Livingston into the game.
Kidd sends it back to Rose. Jalen throws up the 3. Nuggets doing a good job in the backcourt to prevent the fast break of Dallas to get going. That's what they were able to do against the Nets.
Yes, that's true. And they're making an effort. If Jason Kidd's around there waiting for the ball, they're going to try to play him tough.
Out the basket, Jamal Mashburn.
Well, that time, what Dan Nielsen wants the defense to do, once Jamal Mashburn gets the ball, just on the pass, you want to go and double team. No one came to help that time. Dale did force his man to the middle, but Mashburn's a great, excellent scorer inside.
Mashburn last year led all rookies in scoring in the league, 19.2. He's got 5 tonight. He's the second youngest player in the league, but he's the youngest currently playing. Chris Webber's the youngest. He remains unsigned, though Golden State did sign Carlos Rogers today. Rogers fouled as he drove to the hoop.
Nice aggressive play that time by Rodney again. The Nuggets have a small team in there and should be able to use their quickness when they go into these traps. We'll see if they can make a difference. They're going to struggle on the on the offensive boards. They got to really make sure they block out their men.
And Doug Smith will come back. Jamal Mashburn has picked up his third. He is done for the final 4:36 of the first half. 46-41. The Mavericks won't go away. The Nuggets lead by 5. Rogers now with a dozen here in the first half. He's averaging 21.5. Pack will come back in, and Rose will step out. You could see the improvement as the season wore on for Rodney Rogers last year. He averaged close to 11 a game the final 3 months, and he had moments where you said, boy, this guy could be something special.
Well, what made the difference for him at the end, if he'd make a mistake, Dan would take him out early in the year and tell him what he was doing wrong. Second half of the season, he'd make a mistake. Dan would let him stay in there and let him figure out for himself how to play this game, and he's done an excellent job of it.
Robert Pack to Rodney Rogers, who's running the floor.
They came into camp in very good shape, and that's gotten him off to an excellent start, even in preseason, having a mindset ready for the game.
Cliff Livingston, early minutes tonight, swatted the ball away from Terry Davis, couldn't save it. Jimmy Jackson will come back for Dallas. They need a lift. They're back down by 9. And also Popeye Jones, the starter at power forward, will come in. By the way, Donald Hodges' three-point attempt a few moments ago, the first of his career. So he's 1 of 1. Might not have another one for a couple of years. Doug Smith winds in, tagged on his way to the hole. So he'll go to the line. And Reggie Williams gets ticketed.
Well, Reggie got caught in a little predicament that time. He rushed out a little too fast on Doug Smith. You want to make Doug Smith shoot the ball from the outside. If he gets in the middle of the paint, he can use his big height advantage on you. So Reggie rushed out a little too fast that time. He's not going to hurt you from the outside, I don't feel.
3 for Smith, number 6 pick in 1991. He's now in his 4th year. He's been a disappointment. Why hasn't he been able to make it?
Well, I think it's different coaches that he's had. Also, they don't know if he's a center or a power forward. They've tried him at both positions, and he struggled at both positions. So who knows what he's better at. I think he's a power forward instead of a center.
Kidd, Jackson, Kidd, layup, good, count the basket. Brian Stith gets the personal foul, and now the crowd getting involved here at Reunion Arena. They had a sellout on opening night, and they came away obviously happy.
Well, you see Jason Kidd is going to give the ball up. Jimmy Jackson gives it right back to him and uses his body against Brian and gets the foul. And this is something the Nuggets have done a good job of keeping the crowd out of the game. They like to see those exciting plays and a finish like that.
50-46, so a 5-0 run by the Mavericks to get within 4. The entry to Rodney. Face up on Popeye Jones, and he blew by him but lost the basketball. Jackson to beat Williams. Oh, man. There's a happy your local listings. And don't miss the coaches show right here on Prime. Dallas an 8-0 run. The Nuggets just 1 field goal in the last 3.5 minutes. Rogers gives to Stith, spinning inside, and he was hammered from behind. 50-48 with 2:54 left in the second quarter. The Nuggets have gone up by double digits on a couple of occasions, but Dallas has always worked their way back in.
Well, Rodney made a nice pass to Brian and made a nice little pirouette to get away from his defensive man, but Donald Hodge got him on the foul. It looked like goaltending also.
6 points for Stith. And Brian, an 83% free throw shooter last year. Had a great opening night shooting free throws, and since that time has missed 4. From outside, his foot was on the line. That's a 2-pointer. 1-point basketball game. Donald Hodge, of all people, reining in 20-footers. Now Stith against Jackson. Jackson partially blocked. Rogers gets it back. Shot clock at 5. Reggie Williams from 24 feet away. Oh, man, take that.
And he
maybe.
He took that right out of Popeye Jones' hand. He had that rebound. Shows you the strength of Rodney Rogers.
Unbelievable. Kidd can't get it. Mutombo on the floor. Jackson comes away. Whistle. And we'll have a foul. It'll go against Robert Pack for the hold.
You see, Reggie has to take that shot because the shot clock's going down. Rodney Rogers just takes that ball right away from Popeye Jones for the nice slam. Here's another look.
Jim Jackson has 2 shots.
17 for Rogers. Jackson on the other end at the line. He's working on a huge game also. Jackson with 19. He's 4 of 4 from the line. And he is 7 of 11 from the floor. Jones gets a long rebound. Pick and roll with Hodge. And Jackson turns it over. About the only mistake he's made in the game.
Yeah, well, that was an excellent double team that time to block his vision. Made it an awful tough pass.
Inside a minute 40 left in the first half. 53-51. The Nuggets have never trailed. That'll be a hold on Doug Smith. That'll be his first. And it's the 15th foul, so Reggie Williams will go to the line. Dick Motta. You see those red ribbons? That's in tribute to Dallas area police officers who fight the daily battle against drugs in our society. Reggie now with 8 in the first half. Now in his 8th year out of Georgetown, former number 4 pick of the LA Clippers. I'm sure he's quite pleased he's not playing at the sports arena in LA. Jason Kidd winds in.
Well, that time Jason Kidd got out of the double team that Reggie and Pack had him in, and you got to make sure you trap him so he'll make another pass, and hopefully the defense will rotate.
Pack from Mutombo, and Dikembe will go to the line.
And once again, Robert Pack gets into the middle and is under control, has his head up so he can see the offensive men and the defense, and makes a nice pass to Dikembe. And that's what you have to do when you go in. You can't go in there weak. You got to go in there strong. You'll come away with a basket or the foul.
Mutombo at 70% from the line coming in. This was an area that he wanted to improve upon. He was in the mid-60s last year, and he wants to get up around 75, maybe even 80%. 75 would be very good for a big man.
Yeah, that would be an excellent percentage. Because of the league changes in rules, you're going to shoot more foul shots. So it makes sense to practice those shots before and after practice.
Doug Smith rejected. Popeye Jones, however, with the stick back. Mutombo having a night terminating shots, but Dallas has been scrappy, and there they are, just down by 1. So evident in this first half that they're a far better basketball team and a far more confident team than a year ago.
Well, they seem to make it seem like that Dick Motta is the reason for that. They like playing for the guy. He has experience, and they believe what he says, and they're trying to execute it.
Reggie Williams kept alive by Mutombo. Rogers, good lead for Williams, and Reggie's hammered. Oh, he's traveled. And Dan Issel incredulous at that call. 22nd timeout by Dick Motta. He wants to set something up with 26.5 seconds left in the first half. The Mavericks could take the lead.
Well, Reggie's not happy with that call either. He thought he had a good head fake and kept his pivot foot down.
And the reason the Mavericks are around is not anything the Nuggets are doing. It's really the Mavericks' scrappy play. They're getting second and third shots, some long rebounds, and they've hit some threes.
Yes, and that's how they've stayed in the game. Even with the threes, if they score on second shots, they're going to stay there close.
Well, don't miss Nuggets Youth Nights this season when you purchase one adult ticket. 65. Here we go. Dallas will wind the clock down. The Nuggets should be able to get it back. Kidd working on Pack. And now Jackson. Jason Kidd tied up with 0.7 seconds left.
Tied up jump ball.
Outside. Gets the start in the middle for Lorenzo Williams. Otherwise, it's Popeye Jones, Jamal Mashburn, Jimmy Jackson, Jason Kidd, the rookie. They go to Mashburn. Good strip down low by Reggie Williams.
Well, I think they brought Hodge in there to try to get Dikembe out from underneath so he doesn't block so many shots.
Pack all the way in, draws contact in the foul. And by the way, Robert Pack, who is having an extraordinary start to the season, 5 assists, no turnovers in the first half, and 2 of 3 from the floor.
Well, this was a matchup that, Drew, you and I wanted to see because both of these guys have a lot of great quickness. Kidd's a little bit bigger than Pack, but once again, if you get into the middle and under control, good things usually happen for you.
Pack at 88% coming into the ball game, now with 6. He had only 4 starts last year. This already his 3rd start. That'll be a loose ball foul. And it'll go against Dallas. And it'll go against Donald Hodge, and that's number 4 on Hodge.
We'll see the look right here. Dikembe's fighting for the rebound. Hodge did have that hand in there to hold Dikembe down. That was an excellent call.
Pack and Rogers worked a 2-man game. Stith almost had a putback. It comes away to Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd takes it himself. Jackson with yet another offensive rebound, and he was slapped hard on the arm. Offensive rebound number 13 for Dallas. Hodge goes out. Lorenzo Williams comes in.
Well, you see Jason Kidd takes the ball to the hole and he splits the defense. No one can keep a body on all the guys in. It's not too bad when you get an offensive rebound that way, although you don't like to see that. It's just in the set offense. The Mavericks have been getting 2nd and 3rd shots.
3 fouls now on Reggie Williams as Jimmy Jackson, who had a huge first half, 19 points, goes to the line. 37 in the opener against the New Jersey Nets, which matched his career high. He has started all 111 games in his career. Former 2-time Big Ten Player of the Year at Ohio State. .57-57. For the first time tonight, Dallas is even with the Nuggets. Screen for Stith, and he posts up Jackson. Winds in and misses the layup, gets his own rebound, and he was angry with himself that he didn't make the first one, but Brian Stith now with 8 in the game.
I think Brian surprised himself. He was so wide open after that, those nice little head fakes.
Mashburn, 8 on the shot clock, wheels in, and he was fouled. Jimmy Clark making the call on the outside.
Foul by Brian.
Gets a push on Bryant Stith. So Stith now with 3. 10:45 to go, 3rd quarter. Drew Goodman, Walt Davis from Reunion Arena in Dallas. The Nuggets by 2. Up by as many as 11 on a couple of occasions in the first half.
Well, that was a switch that time, Drew. The 2 and the 3 men, since both those guys are about the same size, they can switch. And that time, Mashburn had Brian Stith on the faced up, and he went to his strong hand, right-handed. And see if Brian makes that adjustment and stays on that strong hand next time, try to force him left.
Here comes a screen for Stith. They'll try to post him up again. And Popeye Jones trying to battle his way through the screen. Tried to physically remove the pick man. And that'll be the first on Ron Popeye Jones. How'd you like that for a name? Popeye. Nuggets run the same play. And they work it to Stiff. Isolated on Jackson. The swivel. Here comes the help now. And contact on the arm. Jimmy Clark has the call again. And Jackson will have his first.
I think that's good recognition, Brian. Let him post up Jimmy Jackson, work on the defensive end, try to take some of the steam out of him playing so great on the offensive end. He didn't think he agrees with that foul that time by Jim Clark. Thought he had good defense and bodied up Brian very well.
Stiff with 9. The Nuggets can continue to shoot it better than 50% from the field, or 54%, just 67%, however, from the line. That's an area overall they must improve upon this year to move up to that next level.
Oh, yes. All the good teams with the great records are good free throw shooting teams, and there's no excuse for not making your free throws.
Jackson tried to hammer it on the reverse side. He's so physical, and he's got a quick first step.
See, Jimmy Jackson gets a nice entry pass. He sees Dikembe coming, makes a good decision to go the other way. Use the rim as a man to try to keep from being blocked, but he was fouled on the play. That was a nice move by Jimmy Jackson.
And Stiff is bought number 4. So with 10:06 to go in the third quarter, Dan Issel might look down his bench. Nuggets by 2, 61-59, and Jalen Rose is getting set to come in. So here's the versatility that Rose allows Dan Issel. He's going to come in for the 2 guard and will play that spot. Robert Pack will remain the point guard, and Brian Stiff will sit down with 4 fouls.
Right, I think on the other end, he's going to try to post up Jimmy Jackson. They're just going to be posting each other up, and we'll see if Jalen can handle Jimmy in there with the help.
Again, a long rebound comes to Dallas after Jackson misses 2. Pack finally gets it, 4 on 3. Rodney decides not to put it on the floor, and an offensive foul called on Rogers.
Let's see right here, Robert Pack's always looking up the court. Rodney Rogers is out there running. May have taken that ball a little too deep. Jamal had good position that time. Could have pulled up with a nice little jump and make it easy on yourself.
Kidd gets it to Mashburn. Mashburn had to alter the shot, but there's 2 Mavericks underneath, not boxed out, waiting to tap it back in.
Well, Dikembe is always going to go and help you. And so what the other Nuggets got to do, once he goes to help, someone has to help him. That's just called helping the helper.
Kidd fights for, gets the rebound. 3-on-1 sprint. Jason Kidd, Jimmy Jackson, Mavericks lead, first time tonight.
Nice pass by Jason. Has the ball in the middle, can go either way. That freezes the defense, and he makes a nice little shovel pass to Jimmy Jackson for the layup.
Rogers kicks it. Got it to the lid, was denied there. Here comes Dallas again. Mashburn, 360. Oh, wow. How did that drop? And a standing ovation here in Dallas. I haven't seen one of those in about 3 years.
I thought he was going to pass that out because he got so far.
Mavericks right before the timeout. Jamal Mashburn, your basic 360 behind the hoop. Nothing but net. Larry Bird, Michael Jordan would have been proud of that. They should have entered. He should have entered that in that commercial.
That was no rim.
And look at the offensive rebounds, and that's what Dan Issel was talking about during the timeout.
Yes, they got to clean that up. They've gotten 3 so far in this third quarter.
Legal defense.
Illegal defense.
Well, you seldom see that anymore in the NBA, in a legal defense.
First of the game for Mavericks. That's a warning.
We've seen it too much. You know, with these rule changes, the referees are adjusting, and so are the players. So you're going to see that early in the season.
Now the Nuggets have to respond. First time on the road this year, and they're facing a much improved Maverick team. Williams somehow gets it to Pack. Shot clock still at 8. Time for Pack, and he walks. And I don't think Robert realized that he had more time than that.
Right. He didn't take a little look at that clock once he picked up that ball. He penetrated in the middle, had plenty of time.
The Nuggets have gone 3 minutes without a field goal. Jalen Rose now guarding Jimmy Jackson. Jamal Mashburn, 6-point lead for the Mavericks.
Well, it was a good little two-man game that time between Jimmy and Jamal, and a little mix-up, just a little hesitation, and a nice pass for the layup. Got to be talking out there defensively.
Rose posts up, reverse, and keep it in the book. Jalen Rose with a quick swivel on the baseline surprised Jimmy Jackson, and that's what you can do with a guy who's 6'7".
Well, Jason is not known for his outside shooting, but he does have a nice little game around the basket. And that time, no fakes at all. He had his mind made up because of the position Jimmy Jackson was playing. He had the baseline open. You see another move. Another shot at that move again. Nice play by the rookie.
Interesting. The Nuggets need a hoop to break a drought, and they go to the rookie. Now it's a 3-point basketball game. 7:36 to go in the third quarter. Popeye Jones against Rogers. Jackson, who's been unconscious. Here's Raouf. Mutombo had great position. Now the whistle comes.
Yes, he did have great position, but that would have been a tough pass for Mahmoud to make. And then he got right back in there, and Reggie made a nice little pass to him. That was a foul that time.
Lorenzo Williams gets ticketed, and that's already 5 team fouls on Dallas. So for the final 7:14 of the quarter, the Nuggets will be shooting. They trail by 3.
As you see, Drew, once again, that play initially worked when Jamal Mashburn got that layup, and Dick Motta went right to that play again, and the Nuggets defended it very well that time.
Mutombo, quiet night offensively. He hasn't really had a big night yet in the first 2.5 ball games. Just 4 points and only 6 rebounds, and he generally has huge games on the glass against Dallas. He has pulled down more rebounds per game against the Mavericks than any other team in the league. Jackson's the cutter, falling away. Popeye Jones rips it away and gets the stick back. He had position on Mutombo. This is where you'd love to have a Brian Williams.
Right now, and Dan's not too happy with that. They're not taking care of business on the offensive board.
The bounce pass never did come close to Mutombo, who claims he was held.
Well, it had his weight on the guys, and Mahmoud threw the pass to his right hand, and I don't think Mutombo was quick enough to adjust that time.
Nuggets with 11 turnovers. They've done a good job their first 2 ball games taking care of the ball. Mashburn leans in. Boy, Dallas is really going to the glass hard. Jalen Rose for Rodney. Reggie Williams give the assist to Rogers on all 4s.
Yes, that was an excellent play that time. Rodney was under control on that play. Didn't take it to the basket. Waited, made a nice little play. If the Nuggets can get this rebound and clean that up, they're going to have numbers on the other end.
Another offensive rebound and a stick back. Lorenzo Williams, 6'9" and barely 200 pounds, leans in and slaps it back up. It's been a consistent theme throughout the game. Williams gets a step on Mashburn, and he's slapped. Dick Motta said one of the areas he wanted to improve this team was in the psyche of the Mavericks. He wanted them to be more confident, and they certainly are. Anybody who's seen Dallas play the last 2 years, they were pathetic.
Yes, they were. They're not a very good team. You could always circle that and count that as a win, usually. But I think the players have really responded to Dick Motta. He has a lot of experience. He's been in the league before. He knows when to practice these guys hard, when to get on them, when not to. He has a little bit more experience than Quinn Buckner, and it seems like it's working out pretty good so far.
For Denver, number 35, Reggie Slater.
Smith back in the game. Jackson on Raouf. That's a matchup they like. That's not a shot they like, however. 5:05 to go in the third. Jalen Rose. Mutombo right back to Williams, and Doug Smith buys the personal.
Well, those two guys work so well together. Reggie's always looking for Dikembe on lobs. Reggie made a nice little cut that time in the middle. Dikembe's passing has gotten so much better. Just makes his team so much more effective when you get doubly tough and score and pass.
Reggie averaging 12 a game, averaged 13 a game last year, and he is right at a dozen points right now. This is to get even. Terry Davis has come in for Lorenzo Williams, who had a productive few minutes on the floor. All tied at 71 with 4:55 to go in the quarter. There's a steal, Rogers, and Rodney turned his ankle. Hopefully that's one to walk off.
Let's see, there was a good double team that time. Good anticipation by Rodney to jump in that passing lane. And we'll see right here where he twists that ankle.
Raouf straight up. Jackson up on top of the box with the rebound. Out on the floor, he was fouled by Reggie Williams. Or actually, Reggie Slater, who just stepped in, picked up the foul. So Dan Issel trying to find the right combination, Walt.
Well, I think Dan got inserted Reggie Slater in there to try to clean up this offensive rebound and help Dikembe on the boards.
Slater matched up with Popeye Jones. Good job by Slater fronting the post, and he caused a turnover. Nuggets can take the lead back. Slater shoots the jumper, and he's short. Kidd, good pass for Davis, and another offensive rebound. Popeye Jones swatted away by Mutombo. Jalen Rose all the way himself. Mutombo puts it back with the emphatic slam.
Well, that's just great hustle by Dikembe. He blocked that shot on the other end and follows up a missed layup by Jalen Rose.
And the Nuggets have the lead again. Just the second field goal of the night for Mutombo. 7 points, 8 rebounds, but a bunch of blocked shots. Jackson thought Smith was going to cut to the hole.
Well, the defense made good rotation that time. If the defense can stay set and talk to each other, I think they can clean this thing up with those offensive boards. Dikembe is going to help, but he's not getting any help.
Mutombo with that hook doesn't stay down. Jones, wraparound off the glass, and he'll go to the line. If he can stand up.
And Mahmoud have a 2-on-1. Jalen elects to take it to the basket. Dikembe follows. Nice basket. He's doing it on both ends.
Yeah, ran on both ends of the floor. Mutombo with 4 blocks in the game. For those keeping track of Jason Kidd, who nearly had a triple-double his first time out, he has 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. Slater, and that's an offensive foul. You cannot put your hand and wrap around. Some of the better players in the NBA get away with it.
Right, right. I was blocked out that time by the referee. I couldn't see what happened at all.
He hooked him.
Okay.
73-73, 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. A much improved Dallas team trying to go 2-0 for the first time ever. Jason Kidd. And we have a whistle inside. Loose ball foul, and it will go against Denver.
Loose ball foul.
And it'll go against Jalen Rose. Number 1 on Jalen. Nuggets over the limit. They'll line him up. Terry Davis, the left-hander. Tough, hard-nosed player. Has 5 in the game. When he shattered that left elbow, he spent 22 days in the hospital getting a bunch of steel put in. He can't go through a radar detector. Jones called for a hold. And that's the area of the game I really don't like. Popeye Jones was able to do that a year ago. He didn't put the second hand. He was called for that wall, I assume, because he extended his arm.
Right. He had the hand extended, and that way you're much stronger, and you can control the offensive guy much better that way. And they've taken that away, and the players are still adjusting to it.
Rogers' first point of the second half. He had 17 at intermission. Tune in to Prime Sports Network all season for the best of the Denver Nuggets. Friday night, the Nuggets will be in Inglewood, California to take on the Los Angeles Lakers. Live coverage begins at 8:30 Mountain right here on PSN. I'll be there along with Scott Hastings. 2:05 to go in the quarter. Another block comes to Rose. He's got Mahmoud if he wants him. Jalen Rose decides to shoot it himself. Kidd to Jackson. Popeye Jones. Sound familiar? Popeye Jones. Actually, that was Jackson the second time. 3 shots, though, for Dallas.
Yeah, they got lucky that time. They had 3 good looks at the basket.
Good move by Rodney. Got a mismatch defensively.
Well, it's also good to get him more involved in the offense. Like you said, Drew, he had 17 points and just got his first 3 points of this second half. And they got to look for him to score to get him back in this game.
The Nuggets below 40% shooting the basketball in the quarter, reminiscent of the other night against Golden State when they were 7 of 21 in the third quarter and allowed Golden State to erase a deficit and take a 7-point lead into the fourth quarter. Another loose ball foul on Denver.
And Jackson had good position that time for the offensive board.
2 on Jalen Rose.
Jim Jackson, 1 plus the penalty, 2 shots.
76-75. Nuggets leading by 1. Mavericks can flip-flop back ahead, and Jackson has now missed his last 3 after hitting his first 6 tonight.
I think if the Nuggets get together just a little bit and make a huddle and say this is one area we got to clean up. If we stop them, get that offensive board, we're gone to the other end. You're going to have numbers. So they got to talk to each other a little bit more out there on the defensive end.
24 in the game for Jimmy Jackson, who after 1 game leads the NBA in scoring at 37 plus. Here's Raouf, and Lucius Harris done a good job on him. Count the basket. Jalen Rose hangs in the air. Doug Smith tried to draw the offensive foul, but Jimmy Clark gave him the foul.
Well, Jalen Rose has Mahmoud coming off the screen on the other end. Everybody thinks he's going to pass it. He tricks him, takes it in the basket under control. You see right here again, slides to the left to avoid that charge. Nice kiss off the glass.
Rose with 7. He had a dozen against Golden State. And he hits the free throw. Doesn't hurt to be confident. You better be confident if you're going to play at this level.
Yes, you got to be confident in this league. So many games they come and go, and there's so many of them. Last game, everybody was down because they lost to Golden State. Here's another chance to get back on the good spirits again with a win here in Dallas.
Woody Mayfield on the outside has a call, and this one also on Jalen Rose. Not exactly thrilled with the call.
Jim Jackson, 1 plus penalty.
So Jackson back to the line with 32 seconds left in the period. 79-76, the Nuggets by 3. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Lotto. Wednesday's jackpot is up to $4 million. Get your tickets tomorrow. You have yours, Wally?
I'm going to get one. We're going to win it.
You're going to share?
I'm sharing with my partner.
There you go. See Lou Person and our producer trying to get in on that. Rogers, that has to be an illegal defense, and finally the whistle comes. I don't like it, but if they're going to use it as a rule, smart coaches are going to use it. Dan Issel had it done by Don Nelson to him, and now he is doing it to Dick Motta.
Right, right. And I talked with Mike Evans before the game. What was the reasoning we're getting all these illegal defense? And he said the guys are just forgetting when their man is above the three-point line, you just got to stay above the free throw line. And some of the guys are forgetting, and the referees are nailing them with the illegal defense. Same thing that just happened to the Dallas that time.
It's a free point in possession, especially when Rauf's on the floor. 80-78, Nuggets by 2. 17.5 seconds left in the third quarter. Rauf guarded by Lucius Harris. See you later. Jackson beats the buzzer, and we'll go to the fourth quarter tied at 80. Issel wanted a foul. He didn't get one. And the Mavericks' #1 fan, Gary Busey's happy.
Well, Dan is asking the official what happened to the hand-checking call. I thought Mahmoud got mugged that time on the way.
Or there wasn't in the third quarter for Dan Issel and his club. 80-80. The Mavericks have tied things up. The Nuggets, again in the first half, had a couple of double-digit leads. Rauf off a screen, short. Mutombo gets the offensive rebound. Working on Donald Hodge. Good little jump hook there by Dikembe Mutombo.
Well, Dikembe's giving the Mavericks some of the medicine that they've been giving the Nuggets, those second shots. They really break down the defense, and they also get the coach angry at you.
And Dale Ellis has come in, so 2 premier outside shooters for the Nuggets. Ellis on the floor with Rauf. Shot clock's down to 4. Slapped away. Nuggets get a turnover. Here comes Rauf. To Rose. Nice job by Jalen Rose. Soft touch around the hoop, and the Nuggets have a 4-point lead to start the fourth.
Well, it was a great under control fast break that time. Mahmoud looked up the court, saw a streaking Jalen Rose on the left side. Pulled up, made a nice little basket for the team.
And Ashburn posting up. They double there. They swing it to Harris. Nuggets want to make a statement to start the fourth. They have an opportunity to do it here. Good hesitation. Rose on the other side. Pretty move. And Jalen Rose, I don't know if you saw that, in his exuberance, pumped his left hand, his left fist so hard he almost hit Woody Mayfield. Would have knocked him out like Big George did the other night.
Well, what got him to the basket here, you see he raised up, made a nice little head fake right there. And that, yes, the defensive man stood up a little, and he was able to go around it.
Let's see, Jalen Rose almost popped Woody Mayfield. Getting ready to check in for the first time tonight, Morlin Wiley, the 7-year vet out of Long Beach State. Jalen Rose does not lack for confidence. He was telling Dan Issel during practice the other day, he said, Dan, just put me in, and you'll see. And Dan's laughing. That's all you can do.
Right.
And Dan keeps telling him, he said this a million times this year, Slater keeps it alive, offensive rebound. Dan keeps telling him, if you can play like you talk, you'll be in Springfield, Massachusetts in the Hall of Fame. If that is on Hodge, he's gone. It is, and he is gone.
Well, this is a good pass by Jalen Rose. Good recognition. Dikembe knows he's on the left, so you spin towards the baseline. And you should have a nice little hoop, and he would have, but Hodge committed his 6th foul.
So Popeye Jones comes back in. the 4 spot. Terry Davis will slide over and play the center position.
Form looked really good on that free throw. Dikembe is really shooting his free throws much better. I think he's taking his time more. You got 10 seconds to take that shot. He's relaxing.
You jinxed him, Walt.
Sorry.
10 points, 10 rebounds, another double-double from Mutombo. The Nuggets by 7. Have to do it on defense here. And Moreland Wiley got pancaked. Now, if it was football, it'd be a great block.
Foul by Reggie
on Reggie Slater again.
His third, the first team foul.
3 on Reggie Slater.
Our contestant in the Gatorade Scoop for the hoop tonight, Gary White.
It's like a tunnel.
$276 from Gatorade.
You know, Jim Jackson has to take a rest, but they're a different team when he's not. Jamal Mashburn, the finger roll and the foul.
Foul to Dale Ellis, his second team foul.
It's a nice little entry pass into Jamal. He sticks a hand out, and that's one thing he can do. He can finger roll.
13 for Mashburn. He had 30 in the opener against New Jersey. He had 17 in the first quarter. Trying to cut it to 4, and he does so. Dale Ellis now with 2 fouls. Early stages of the fourth quarter. Drew Goodman along with Walt Davis. Jalen Rose again posting up. This time it's Lucius Harris, and a new career high for Rose. He has 14. Mashburn. It won't stay down. Comes to Raouf. The Nuggets in a sprint. Dale Ellis really hasn't shot it well the last 2 ball games.
And that was great ball movement to get the ball to him also.
Oh, man. Popeye Jones, and that's just a lack of hustle, I believe.
Well, that ball was on the floor that time. It's a free ball. Seemed like the Dallas Mavericks wanted it more that time.
Rose again working on Wiley, and Wiley battering him from behind. Gets the foul.
His first and third team foul.
Jalen Rose, as Jason Kidd will come back, will cause all sorts of nightmares in terms of matchups for other coaches.
Yes, he will, because he's 6'7", and that's really tall for a 2-guard. You don't find that many 2-guards that big, and Jalen is a much better player inside and around the basket. He can pass, he can score, has a lot of nice moves, so it's going to cause a lot of matchup problems.
Jackson and Kidd back in. Raouf will try to go one-on-one with Jason Kidd. Leaves it for Dale Ellis. Time to set up, and Dale doesn't have his confidence right now. That barely got to the lid. Jackson. And it's check it, 2-point ball game again, 89-87. Jackson with 30. Raouf gets a screen from the free throw line.
That was a nice play execution that time. Mahmoud got a nice pick, got into the middle, get that close to the basket. He's a great shooter.
Rose tried to deny the basketball, but he's called for the personal. He now has 4. Brian Stiff comes back, and Dale Ellis, if he's not hitting, will go to the bench, and that's where he goes right now. Boy, he had time to set his feet, get a great look, and he barely got it to the lid.
Well, you're going to have that. Even the best of shooters have off nights, and he's had 2 good looks, 3 good looks at the basket, just haven't fallen for him.
Rogers back on the floor also for the Nuggets. Tough shot. Popeye Jones, another offensive rebound. And he gets another one here, and the foul inside will be on the Nuggets. Popeye Jones is simply outworking the inside people for the Nuggets.
You'll see right here, Jamal Mashburn makes a nice little move, but Popeye Jones is beating Dikembe to the board that time. You'll see another shot goes up. He goes to the other side of the board to get that offensive rebound. And so he's checking and looking to see where the shots are going to go, and he's using his quickness to get there.
Dallas holds on to the basketball. They'll have 14 seconds to get a shot up. Another whistle.
Foul before the shot.
And that's on Reggie Williams, and that's number 5
Mavericks had the penalty
on Reggie. And more importantly, it's 5 now on the Nuggets. So the last 8:08, the Nuggets will be in the penalty, and the Mavericks will be at the line. Mashburn will take his turn. Robert Pack, who has been out for quite a while, will be asked to change the tempo of the game. Similar position for Pack to a year ago when he was coming off the bench.
Yes, that's true. They want to keep running. The Nuggets are a much better team when they can get in the open court and make good decisions and use all these guys that can run.
91-89, the Nuggets by 2. Far from a sellout, but the crowd again trying to be a factor here at Reunion Arena. Nuggets swing the basketball. Pack maybe got away with the travel. Great pass for Mutombo.
Well, he's so quick and fast. He got away with that travel that time and made another good decision. Get the ball to Dikembe for the dunk.
Terry Davis is arguing with an official, and no call has been made. I guess a double technical is called. Terry Davis and Robert Pack. Well, the fearless one, Robert Pack, tangling with the 6'10", 260-pound Terry Davis.
Well, he really knocked Robert Pack down after he made that pass to Dikembe.
Mashburn, penetration and a hoop. Now Jamal Mashburn trying to take over.
That time he split the double team. You got to really get there and clamp down hard on Jamal. He's such a great ball handler.
He has 18-13 after intermission. Rogers duck under, pretty move. They need Rodney's offense now. He's got 22 right at his average. 4-point lead for the Nuggets. 7:15 to go in the 4th. Jackson guarded by Bryant Stith. And the Nuggets never recovered. Robert Pack got caught in a switch on Terry Davis, and nobody came to help him.
Well, he didn't put the ball down either. As soon as he caught it, he turned and he shot that ball. There was no time for the help to be there.
Reach in on Popeye Jones. Timeout on the floor. Dallas calls it. 6:44 to go in the 4th. The Nuggets trying to get that first road win of the year. Than they were the last couple of seasons. They won only 13 games last year. Took them till January 29th last year to win at home. They've already done that. Rogers winds in, followed up by Bryant Stith.
That's an excellent play by Brian. 3 guys went with Rodney Rogers, and that's what the Mavericks have done to the Nuggets. When one guy goes to help, they all crash the board.
Oh, great look. Mashburn to Jones. 14 points, 13 rebounds for Popeye Jones, who bulked up in the offseason. Really worked hard in the weight room. Good job by Pack saving a Rogers. 3 on the shot clock. He's got to get it up. Stith beats the buzzer.
Nice hustle that time by Brian Stith to be in the right place at the right time.
14 for Bryant, who didn't play at all in the 4th quarter against Golden State. Davis, they leave him alone. And Mutombo.
Nice recognition that time to let Terry Davis take that outside shot. No one rushed at him, stayed in there and limited him to 1 shot that time.
Nuggets can go up 6 here. Rogers all the way to the hole. Contact, no whistle. And Rodney Rogers now with 24.
It looked like Terry Davis reached out and grabbed his leg to pull him down with him.
Inside 5 minutes to go. Mashburn followed up by Jones. Rebound Rogers, stolen. Three attempts again for Dallas. Reggie Williams open floor. Finger rolls good. 8-point lead for Denver.
Denver staying aggressive, and that's where there's a lot of little easy baskets out there. If you stay aggressive, Robert Pack looked up the court, and Reggie knows how to finish it.
The Nuggets work quite a bit, but Pack's defended him well. Mashburn will shoot a three off a screen. Mutombo, rebound number 12 for Dikembe. Stiff left alone, hangs in the air and was fouled. Great job by Bryant, good body control.
Well, that was good hands to catch that pass. Robert led him just a little too much. He wasn't able to control it, as you'll see here coming up. Always has his head up to look for an outlet man. That's something the Nuggets are doing a much better job of running. Brian Stiff makes a nice move to get that foul. Couldn't believe he missed that free throw. He let out a yell.
Stiff tonight 5 of 9 from the floor, just 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Boy, Brian Stiff, the second best free throw shooter on the team, struggling here the last couple of ball games. Jackson penetrates, swatted away by Mutombo. Pack. And Jimmy Clark says Nugget basketball, they got a break there, Walt.
Well, if we get a replay of that, I think he made a good guess. I thought it did go off of one of the Mavericks players. We'll see. Good block by Dikembe. Get that stuff out of here.
To Stith, and Bryant gets those 2 points back on the long baseline jumper. Big hoop for the Nuggets. They're up 10 now with 3:40 left.
Yeah, that was a great two-man game between Dikembe and Bryant.
And the Nuggets have picked up the defense. You don't want to leave him, though. Mashburn with a big three, his second of the ball game. He hit a bunch of those last year. He's now over 20. He's got 21 after a sluggish first half offensively. Nuggets want to go to Rogers. Rodney gets the kind roll. New career high now for Rodney Rogers. He's got 26.
Well, that was a nice touch that time. Get the ball over the rim. If you have a nice soft touch, the ball's going to go in for you if you don't switch it every time.
How about this for Rodney Rogers? 11 of 13.
A lot.
Think about when LaFonso Ellis comes back. Jason Kidd, let's go to three. Lorenzo Williams, get that out of here. Terminated by Mutombo. He's got 6 blocks. Rodney Rogers, take that on the other end.
Brian Stiff made a nice little pass, waited just at the right time for the defense to commit, made a nice pass to Rodney for the dunk.
And now Dallas trying to force things. Kidd with the difficult shot. Reggie Williams pulled down the rebound, and he was fouled. 2:29 left. The Nuggets by 9, 109-98.
Well, Jason made a nice little pass, but Dikembe's right there. When he can stay under the basket, the defense is set. And you see Brian Stiff makes Jimmy Jackson commit to his left and passes to Rodney for the dunk. Nice decision.
Rodney's got 7 rebounds to go with the 28 points. 12 of 14 from the floor.
Well, once he finished that basket, a lot of the fans started heading towards the exit, Drew.
But they'll be back. I mean, some folks down here, and I don't know if they had their tongue in their cheeks when they said this, felt that maybe the Cowboys would win more games than the Mavericks this year. But I don't think they have to worry about this. This is a far better team, and they have 3 bona fide players in Triple J: Jason Kidd, Jimmy Jackson, and Jamal Mashburn. Dick Motta calls a timeout. 2:27 to go, 111. But you wouldn't know it by that scowl. I think Bernie's pretty pleased right now. 2:27 left in this one, 111-98. Jackson Jackson throws up a three and cashes it.
Gene Littles was yelling from the bench for those two guys to switch that play, and Jackson hit a nice outside shot. And the Nuggets want to execute in the offensive end, spend some time taking that shot clock down, and have no turnovers.
Williams gets the three off. The rebound comes to Kidd. Baseball pass to Jackson. And Jackson will go to the line. That stops the clock with 1:53 left. This is far from done. There's enough time for Dallas to get back even with the Nuggets unless the Nuggets take care of business. 111-101.
Well, like you said, there's still a lot of time left. The Nuggets just got to be careful. They got to execute offensively, keep playing defense, and they got to take some time off the clock. Make sure they use that whole 24 seconds and get something going to the basket and stay aggressive.
Jackson 11 of 22 from the floor, 10 of 14 from the line, 34 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. There's very little he can't do. Important possession for the Nuggets. They're up 8. And they'll isolate Rogers, now screen for Stiff. There's the steal. Jackson all the way. 6-point basketball game. $1:32 left. Dan Issel wants a timeout. Issel thought Jackson fouled Brian Stiff when he picked up the steal.
Reached around and got that steal. But both guys, Robert Pack and Brian Stiff, have got to be extra careful here. It's got to be a good pass, and Brian's got to do his job of holding off his man.
37 points for Jimmy Jackson. That's what he had in the opener. That's the 4th time in his career he's come up with 37 points, his high water mark. With 1:32 left, you want to get good offensive possessions, but you don't want to be too cautious offensively. You want to get some good looks.
Right. You want to get some good looks, and the only way you're going to get that is by staying aggressive. And you can do that by running your plays hard and all the options. Look at all the options. If there's a wide open jump shot, take it. But you want to have something going to the basket where you can get to the foul line because you're in foul trouble right now.
The Nuggets with 6 players averaging more than 12 points a game. They've had 8 in double figures already this year. Plenty of balance. We'll see who they go to. Donald Carter looks on, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Check the out-of-town scoreboard. The Lakers actually led the Knicks in Madison Square Garden late in that one. The Knicks recover. They're unbeaten 2-0. Detroit, they knock off Minnesota at the Palace. Houston wins on the road by 2 over Cleveland, and Miami and Golden State on the West Coast just getting going. 111-105 here, 1:32 left. Rodney Rogers with a huge ball game. He might be asked to score some more. He's got 28. Williams, Stith, Robert Pack, and Mutombo on the floor. Dallas counters with Kidd, Mashburn, and Jackson, Lorenzo Williams, and Popeye Jones. 20-second timeout. The Nuggets couldn't get it inbounds. This is where a veteran team, a team with maturity, and the Nuggets are still very young, but they're more mature than their counterparts tonight, have to step it up and play like they have more maturity in this stretch.
Yes, they do, and that's going to come with executing. You got to execute this out-of-bounds play to get the ball in. That's the most important thing right now, and then you got to execute the play and try to score here. You really need a hoop on this possession.
The Nuggets have a stack at the top of the key. They get it into Pack. Here comes the double on Rogers, back to Pack. Mutombo on Jones and knocked away. Good defense by Jason Kidd. He was a step behind, but he reached in front. Yeah. 8 seconds now, Walt, for the Nuggets to run a play.
Yeah, still plenty of time.
They go to Pack. Pack penetrates, leans in, has it denied. Rejected by Jason Kidd. The Mavericks can cut to 4. Jackson, tough shot. And the Mavs will have another look. Mashburn will launch a 3. The Mavs will have a third look. You got to rebound. Inside 50 seconds to play. Jones, how about 4 chances? How about 5 chances? And the 6th chance finally goes down. Unbelievable. The Nuggets have been locked in at 111 for a while. 8-0 run by the Mavericks. Jason Kidd fouls Robert Pack with 31 seconds. The only plus, the only positive that came out of that last possession for Dallas is that it knocked some time off the clock.
Right, yeah, it took a lot of time out, and that helped the Nuggets, but also they scored, and that is not making Dan Issel happy at all. He just can't believe it, that they haven't cleaned up with all the offensive boards they've been getting.
Big free throws for Robert Pack here. You see that possession.
It's always
6 opportunities, Walt.
Yes. Well, it's always tough in a pressure situation like that. Usually if you get that first one down, you relax a little bit more, and you're able to switch the second one.
7 points tonight, averaging 20 a game.
There you go.
And you were exactly right. He swished the second one. Big free throws for Robert Pack. So both teams will go to the bench. 31.8 seconds left. The Nuggets 113. The Mavericks 107. Dick Motta said, our first priority in returning the confidence to this team is to defend their home arena. They won only 6 times here last year. Actually won 7 games on the road. They play like this, they'll win plenty.
Yes, they will. And this was always a tough place to come in here and play and win. They always sold out, had a lot of great fans here. And they've really missed that the last 2 years. And everyone here is very excited. They think the Mavericks are entertaining again.
The fans think so. Our good friend Mike Sheehan, who's the director of marketing for the Mavericks, hopes they return. Last year they were 3rd from the bottom in average attendance, just over 12,800 folks per game. Again, Saturday, a reminder, Karl Malone, John Stockton, the Utah Jazz back in Denver. What a great playoff series they had with the Nuggets last year in the Western Conference semifinals. And it's Magnet Night. The first 10,000 fans will receive a magnet featuring the Nuggets' 94-95 schedule. Tickets are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations, including the Nuggets Sports Gallery and Locker Room stores. Or you can call 290-8497, 290-8497. for your tickets to Magnet Night. 113-107, just inside 32 seconds left from Reunion Arena in Dallas. And the Nuggets will return home after this ball game and have a couple of days of rest before they go to Los Angeles and take on a Laker team that is a little bit better, but another team you figure the Nuggets, if they play well, should defeat on the road.
Well, the Lakers, I talked to assistant GM Mitch Kupchak the other day, and he's pleasantly surprised with the start what the Lakers have done. And they almost beat the Knicks in New York, Madison Square Garden.
Jackson has it partially blocked. Huge play defensively by the Nuggets, and here comes the foul on Robert Pack.
Foul by Lorenzo Williams, his 3rd.
Lorenzo Williams tagged him, and now a smile from Dan Issel. Dikembe Mutombo, he hasn't really broken out offensively, but that's not his role. His role is to play defense, alter shots, and block them as he just did there. Came out on Jackson.
Yes, and he does a great job of that. He's accepted his role. He likes that role, too, of being a defensive stopper. He's very upset he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year, but they picked him to win it this year. And had some good tools from John Thompson and the great Bill Russell.
He's got 7 blocks tonight. You know what? You got to love that. Robert Pack, 4 crunch time free throws, and he buries them all. Mashburn leans in, steps out. Mutombo pulls it down short of the iron, and the Nuggets will get their second victory of the year. Tommy Hammonds gets it over the timeline. And the Denver Nuggets will get road victory #1 in their first attempt of the year. 115-107 by 8 over a very game Dallas Maverick team, a much improved Dallas Maverick team. But the Nuggets, when they needed to, stepped it up and got the victory. And a huge ball game from Rodney Rogers, 28 points. Reggie Williams contributed a bunch. He had 17. Brian Stith with 16. Robert Pack with big free throws down the stretch. Time now for the Conoco play of the game, brought to you by Conoco, the hottest brand going. And we return to first half action. Wait till you see the play by Rodney Rogers. Reggie Williams is going to fire up the shot, and don't lose Rodney. The stick back dunk, that is our Conoco play of the game by Rodney Rogers, who again had 28 points